what's going on, guys? It's your boy Serrano and welcome back to the channel. As you know, the Stylo 5 is very good and it's one of the best budget devices from Metro by T-Mobile, with a lot of cool features such as a stylus pen that you can use for taking notes and other things that would increase productivity. So I keep getting the question on the channel, if you have a budget device such as the LG Stylo 5, would it make sense to get this device, or should you upgrade to an older, maybe flagship, such as the Note device, which actually has a pen feature, and this is like the younger, almost like kind of a phone where it's kind of trying to mimic some of the features, and it does a really good job of doing so. You're getting almost the same exact interface when it comes to the pen. You will get a lot of features right here that I want to talk about. Not only are they good for like people who are into drawing and graphic design and stuff like that, but it's also good for people who like to be productive as well. So one of the big differences of these two devices is that's going to come into play is storage, and that's the first part. Now with the LG Stylo 5, they're giving you 16 gigabytes out of the 32, because the system will take up pretty much half of that when it's basically coming out of the box. So what you're going to notice is that you won't be able to download all the games that you do desire to have on it, which was one of the biggest issues that I had with it, but I still do use it because a long time ago I was a Note user, and I had the Note 4, which was my daily driver for a long time. It was my only phone at the time back in 2000 and I believe it was like 2015, and I was using that phone every day, and I actually loved it. One of the shortcomings about that device though was battery life, and also just the software was really buggy. It was really glitchy, and that thing would kind of freeze a lot, and you'd have to reset it because I'm not sure, it didn't have a really good optimization with the software. So long story short, I sold it, got the LG Stylo 2 Plus, and that was like actually my first phone when I started reviewing phones on my YouTube channel. And now I've reviewed pretty much all the Stylo phones, but I wanted to go back to the Note series, which is actually a really respected company, and they have a really nice lineup when it comes to phones as far as flagships and even budget phones. But the Note 8 is actually a big upgrade from the Note 4, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to get it. And I remember seeing this thing in like all the YouTube videos that were coming out like 2-3 years ago, and it was a really big phone at the time because the Note 7 had just came before it, and it was probably one of the biggest phones and devices that were to be released. And it had all sorts of issues like after a month or two of being released, and so this is kind of like the redemption phone of that one. So if you were to have like an LG Stylo 5 and you were to think about getting a Note 8, then I definitely would think you would definitely be pretty surprised with this performance that you're going to be getting. It's going to be a big upgrade from the Stylo 5, but it all depends on what you like to do with your phone. So for me, I like gaming. I like to download a ton of games. The first thing you want to be aware of is that this phone will only hold a certain amount of games as far as storage. So you could probably download Call of Duty and PUBG, and if you wanted to download more on top of that, you probably would have to minimize the type of apps, like that you use. You couldn't download every single app in the Play Store because it just doesn't hold storage, and it doesn't allow you to move the apps on the phone to the SD card. So if that's not an issue for you, then I definitely think the Note 9 would be a great phone to use because you have unlimited. You pretty much have if you get an SD card, you can use the storage on the Note 9 up to 256 or even a terabyte, which is crazy. So storage is not an issue with this thing. But if you couldn't spend the $260 or $290 on Amazon that this thing costs, this one is actually $230 on Metro, unless you do a port over and get it for free. So if you could save up an extra $50 and get the Note 8, it would definitely be a big upgrade from the Stylo 5. So that's just a big thing you should know if you're somebody who likes the pen features of phones and you like to take advantage of the stylus. Because one of the big things for me is that I'm an artist and I love to draw, and I love to do I like to pull out the pen, and I like to take not only can you just pull out the pen and take notes, you can also browse the phone interface and just use it as like your finger. You don't have to use your finger. You could use it just as you would with like a mouse, but basically you're just using this as an extension of your own hand, which actually feels really quick and really fast, which I really enjoy, which is something that a lot of people don't really know unless they try it out. And I also think this phone is really good. It's really fast. It doesn't have many issues when it comes to performance. Whereas the LG Stylo 4, a lot of people were telling me that they experienced lag on that device. They kind of fixed it with this one, but they did take away a little bit of features. Now with the Samsung Note 8, you're getting top of the line performance. You're going to be able to play any game you want to play. You're going to pretty much be able to play Fortnite on the Snapdragon 835, which is crazy. You also get wireless charging. You get a 15-watt charging with this one. They both have Type-C and headphone jacks as well. So this one has that curved screen, which I honestly like. I don't have any issues with this screen whatsoever. It's a Super AMOLED display. This one is a 1080 Full HD display, and it actually looks really good as well. Will it compare to the flagship? Not really at all, but for the price that you're spending for this thing, which is basically a port over special that I got, if you want to pay for it, it's pretty much going to be like $200, $179 or $189 right now, I believe, is the price for this thing. So I would save some extra money if you do like the additional storage feature that I was talking about and the better cameras. And if you like wireless charging, that's definitely a plus as well. You're getting NFC on both devices, Samsung Pay on this one, and you're getting Google Pay on the the LG Stylo 5. So as far as that, I really have no issues with it, but I do like the cameras on the LG Stylo 5. They're not as good as the Note 8 in any way possible, but they still come out really good for the price. And you can't really compare the price points of these things, because when this one was released, it was close to $1,000, but now it's decreased in price to around, under $300. Whereas this one was released, it was only like less than $300. So you can't really compare them as far as like right now you can, because obviously the price is going down. And a lot more people can afford this phone. If I was to look at this phone 3 years ago, I would never be able to save up enough money to buy it unless I just like took out a loan or something. But to be perfectly honest with you, you should definitely check out the Note 8 if you're looking for a stylish phone and some of the features that go along with using the stylus and stuff, because I definitely think it's cool. Also, you do get waterproofing, dust resistance as well. So those are some cool features that this one does come with, although this one does have some really good features as well. It just I would definitely recommend spending a little bit more money, even though I do love both devices. And these are my roots right here, both of these phones. But hopefully you guys found this video helpful in any way possible, and Hopefully it made you helps you make a better purchasing decision. If you found this video helpful in any way possible, hit that like button and show your support and appreciation. But like I said, it's your boy Serrano, and I'll check you guys later. Peace.